This is Season 3 of The Score, the Team Roping Journal's regular podcast, where the team roping world talks. We've told the stories of some of the greatest cowboys, horses, and moments in the sport, and we're so far from done. In 2020, we'll bring you more of what you've come to expect, like interviews with the best cowboys and cowgirls we know, and we'll dive even deeper into subjects you care about. Look for more audio editions of the Team Roping Journal stories you might have missed in print, and learn about the great horses shaping the sport and great challenges facing our industry. All this and more in 2020. I'm Chelsea Schaefer.
Buddy Hawkins, a two-time Wrangler National Finals rodeo qualifier from Columbus, Kansas, works as hard as anyone in the business to get his roping as sharp as it can be. In today's audio roping lesson, Hawkins shares tips on how to maintain a good position while roping and just how he's made use of this downtime during the COVID-19 crisis.
Hey everybody, it's Buddy Hawkins here. I'm excited to have an opportunity to do a audio lesson with y'all, and especially during this time, I'm praying for everybody. I'm praying for our country and for our leaders, and I hope you guys are too. I know some people are dealing with loss, and I know that's a tough thing, but I'd like to lift them up. But also, guys, those of you who aren't, man, appreciate your families, appreciate your occupations and your hobbies, and this wonderful country and this season that we live in. What I'd like to talk to you today about is maintaining position. The thing that I see that's synonymous among all the greatest ropers, in my opinion, in every event, is that these guys have put their horsemanship and their roping together in such a way that they can get to a great spot and maintain that position. I'm not saying that at every major event, on every steer, at the national finals or at a summer rodeo, that guys are going to get to a spot and hold it and just keep swinging and then take their shot. But what I see with many guys is that they've found a way they can get their horse to a good spot and hold that spot. You know, on the ground, on the dummy, that favorite primary position that you have where you want to get to the good spot. If they said $1 million is on the line to catch this cow, you want to get to that spot where you're sure you can catch. And what I believe is we want to communicate to our horses that this is my favorite spot, my number one position. I want you to get here and then get your horse in what I like to call neutral, where your horse is so confident there, you're not doing a lot of pushing or a lot of pulling. It's okay if your horse needs a little bit of help, but what I'm saying is I don't want to get to a position where I'm putting 50% of my strength on the bridle reins, or I'm really got my toes turned out kicking, just trying to hold that position on an average cow. Every run has some variation to it. You can run the same cow 2 runs in a row, and there's probably going to be some differentiation in those 2 runs. And what I believe among the greatest guys, and what I'm trying to put into my roping during this time, more and more, reinforcing it. I feel like this is something I've been pretty prolific at, or pretty good at, and I would like to get even better, is being able to get to a good spot, ride the turn good, get my rope over the steer's back, and then swing if things aren't right, and swing if things aren't right, and then go ahead and commit and take a throw. Now, that said, you may catch 10 steers in a row by getting to position and taking your first shot. And I'm not trying to say that that's wrong and that nothing's ever been won that way. But in order to win consistently, I believe we need to be able to repeat things. And so I think the key is in catching the high teamer, the key in putting yourself in the high teamer many times is catching all the cows that lead up to that, right? So what I'm trying to challenge y'all and encourage you guys to go work on is, headers, when you're leaving the box and you're going to your spot, you're aiming for the position that you can turn the cow, go to that spot and then take 2 or 3 swings. And if the steer steps in front of your horse and your horse doesn't react, help him. But if he does, that's awesome, and praise him for it. If the steer steps to the right and he's going away from you, does your horse react and does he try to maintain position, or does he just keep going straight and hope that you can pull the shot off? Heelers, same thing. When you get to a good spot, you get to that perfect position and you're ready to throw, but the steer isn't ready to be heeled, are you going to let off and float it, or are you going to reach for the steer, or are you going to be able to squeeze your horse, continue to have your swing over the steer's back, and take the shot that you choose? We should have a level of control that we're able to take high percentage throws all the time. That said, am I guaranteeing you that you can go 1, 2, 3 and win first every time? Absolutely not. Going into this summer, I expect this summer and these rodeos to be a little tougher. Many times in my career, if I would have been offered the opportunity to take 6 to 10 weeks to prepare for the summer and not miss a single event, I would have taken it absolutely, the opportunity to prepare. And so I've been embracing this time. But I also expect other ropers to be taking advantage of it too. So I think as we go into the summer, it's going to be some tough rodeos, and we're probably not going to have the privilege of going 1, 2, 3, 4, and then heeling them on the 4th hop and expecting to win go rounds and win average checks and all of that. But what I would encourage guys is, I believe that if we can get more control over our runs, and this probably applies to other events and other sports, but particularly in the roping, the more control we have, the more consistency we have, the higher percentage of winning we're going to do. I hope that you guys get a lot out of that. God bless y'all. Rope better.
Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to listen to this audio roping lesson with Buddy Hawkins. We want to know if you're enjoying these roping lessons. Shoot us an email, send us messages on social media. We want to know what you think about these. We want to know what guys you want to hear roping tips from. Leave us reviews anywhere you listen to podcasts. We look at it, and we hope we are bringing you guys the best content that we possibly can. So let us know, and we hope you are enjoying all of these audio roping lessons.